ATL, let's hunt. GA Faithful, my people. You know I'm gonna put on for our state and our city. I rep for my state and I rep for my city. Loyal to the end, ain't no bandwagon in me, no need to pretend. Choose ones in the bands, red and black all day, and you know we ready. ATL, let's hunt, we ready. ATL, let's hunt, we ready. ATL, let's hunt, we ready. ATL, let's hunt. ATL.GA Faithful, my people. I'm B. Douglas Carter back on the scene doing my thing, and I just want to say I appreciate doing the work that you do. Man, I've been trying to make content. I haven't been able to make some in a while, but I got some ideas and stuff's in the process, in the works. Let me just say, I got a lot going on right now. Kids about to get back in school, about to move again. And, you know, in my spare time, I try to create as much content as I can because I like to do this and I like chopping it up with everybody. So I promise to bring y'all content that y'all ain't seen before, and I try to touch on stuff that hasn't really been touched on, but some things, you know, have been touched on, and we'll go into further detail on that. I appreciate all y'all for chilling with me. If you ain't subbed, hit that sub. You know, it's free, it's easy. If you just take 1 second, hit that like, it helps out the algorithm and like pops up my video on more so we can keep growing. All the Atlanta Falcon content creators, we're gonna grow and grow and grow and collab and do big things, as our Atlanta Falcons are gonna do big things as well. I feel it, you know what I'm saying? But I got a couple things I wanna touch on. I grabbed a notepad, jotted it down so I don't go off on tangents, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be all over the place. So let's go ahead and start. First thing I want to touch on is Atlanta Falcons fans. We need to fill out the Mercedes-Benz. We need to come show our team support, and you know, we need to make it a hostile environment for these other teams. Last year, our home record was good. I just watched the video 95 North Sports Talk Show did with Alberto, and I didn't even realize we were 1-8 on the road. That's crazy, but we handled our business for the most part at home. But I want to, of course, improve that record on the road, but I want our home stadium to be like the Georgia Dome was, you know, in its final days, because we had that thing rocking, and we need to get the Benz rocking. Smitty Smith Sports Machine had John Abraham on one of his shows a while ago. The Predator, one of my favorite players, one of our best sack master technicians, whatever you want to call him. And John Abraham, he's getting more involved with the Atlanta Falcons, which I love to see, you know, former players get involved with our fan base. So if you ain't seen that with Abraham on Smitty's show, go check out Smitty Sports Machine. And then Twisted Torch TV, John Abraham made an appearance on his platform. And it was real interesting to me because John Abraham was talking about how much the fan support means to the players. Because, you know, as fans, you might not think it means that much. But the Predator, he went on to say that, like, it gives these players that extra juice, that extra want to be the best that they can be and put on for the city that they play for. You know, and we got a lot of homegrown talent on this roster, which I'm going to do another video on soon. So go check out Twisted Torch TV. He had another show with, I think his name's Daniel Flick, sports writer, good show, but check that one out, and then check the one out with John Abraham, and you can see how he says it's vital and it's important for our fans to show out, you know what I'm saying, and make the Benz, you know, a place where don't nobody want to come play. So I'm challenging all the Falcons fans, all the content creators, to show up and show support. I know everybody ain't got, you know, big banks to make every game. You know, some people do. Some people can get them season tickets and that's their hard-earned money, and they choose to spend it, and they want to see a winning product. And I also know that when you have a winning product, the stadium is going to fill up more. But with this new regime, the third year in, no more excuses. I was on Atlanta Bird Gang with Tidy and a bunch of other guys chopping it up the other night. Also check out Atlanta Bird Gang, Uncle Steve and Tidy, they be doing their thing. Tidy be coming on late at night, so if you're chilling, you're up, you ain't got nothing to do, check out his channel, you know what I'm saying? And you could hear a bunch of different people chop it up about our Falcons, real talk. So with that being said, like, a winning product brings more people to the stadium, I know that. But if we pack out the stadium and show support from the jump with Desmond Ridder, you know what I'm saying? I think it will help out a lot. And we all know they say football is a game of inches. If you ever play football, if you know, the environment matters. It does bring juice, and it can just be that little bit extra that could be the deciding factor in a win or a loss. And that's straight up 100. So challenge is, let's get out, support our team, come to whatever games you can come to, you know what I'm saying, and be loud. Don't, just be sitting there watching. If you're a halfway Falcon fan or a bandwagon fan, I'm saying I'm not really worried about y'all. Just don't sell your ticket to the opposing team, because there's times where the opposing team is 50-50 with Atlanta fans or even more, and that's just disgraceful. So everybody, let's get out there and support our team. That's the first thing I want to touch on. Second thing I want to touch on, another content creator, Wolf, A1 Day One. I think I seen he might have switched it up to Wolf Solidified, but check his channel out. He's stirring up the pot. He's mixing up the gumbo with all the content creators, trying to, bring, what does he say? Difficult conversations or uncomfortable conversations, because a lot of people, only really rock with certain content creators, and that's our choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you decide what you want to watch. You decide what you want to take in and what you want to hear. But there is a lot of Atlanta Falcon content creators, and there's a lot of different flavors, and I'm not knocking anybody. I just do my thing, and I choose how to do my thing, and I choose what to promote and choose what not to promote. And that's not a knock on anybody or like going against anybody. I'm not in the business of going back and forth with content creators. Like, if something is crazy or something, we could settle something, other kind of way. But I'm not into the back and forth chit chatter on this, YouTube universe, this Smitty Smith says, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But Wolf, he stirred it up, man, and I like it, you know what I'm saying? You need somebody to stir it up and get these debates going, as long as it's respectful, you know what I'm saying? I could rock with it. And with that being said, there's another content creator, Slitter, Sports Live in the ATL, I believe that's what it is. He's been doing his thing for a while. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. But he's talking about like what makes, they had like the best content creator, whatever. I don't really care about being the best content creator. I do choose and strive to be the best at whatever I do, but this is not like a competition to me. But I'm thinking, I wanted to ask y'all, what do you think makes the best or makes a real Falcon fan? I think it's Ricondo, real Falcons fan. Like, what makes a real Falcons fan to you? Or what makes the best content creator to you? Is it like the amount of games that you went to? Slitter, he says he got the most merch out of everybody. Is it having the most merchandise? How much money you spend on your team? Is it the years that you put in, rooting for your team? And as a Falcon fan, if you're a Falcon fan, we've had some, heartbreaking stuff, you know what I'm saying? But if you rock with them this long, I'm 30 plus years, and there's fans that's 40 plus years and 50 plus years, and the fandom is real. We got some of the realest fans in the world. That's my opinion, because all the stuff that we've been through and we continue to rock with them, that's loyalty, and that's what I'm about too. But Is it like the amount of years you've been a Falcon fan? Is it your delivery? Is it your conversation? Is it your knowledge of the game? Or is it the knowledge of your team? Or is it a combination of everything? What makes y'all, you know, um, a real Falcon fan, in your opinion? Or what makes a real Falcon fan, in your opinion? Um, Third thing I wanted to touch on, you know what I'm saying, is Arthur Smith. Is he that guy? Is he that coach? Um, do the players really respect them like they say they do? We know who his pops is, and I brought this up the other night in conversation. He chose to start, you know what I'm saying, like quality control or whatever, and move up the ranks. And, you know, people say uh, there's Harry Douglas and John Abraham. They did a barbershop thing with like Jesse Bates, Calais Campbell, Jonnu Smith, and they were chopping it up. And Harry Douglas said he respects Arthur Smith from, you know, start from the bottom going to the top, when he could have probably got a head coaching job or started as an assistant, you know, and skipped, you know, some of the process. But do y'all think Arthur Smith is that coach? Do y'all think he can lead us to the Super Bowl victory that's eluded us? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think he's really not that good of a head coach, and, you know, we're in for another reset, which I really hope is not the case. I want to believe in our team, you know, glass half full. That's what I'm trying to do. So I want to know y'all's opinion. Do y'all think Arthur Smith could be that guy, or do you think he's not that guy? Also, talking with Tidy and the panel the other night, it seemed like the panel all think Desmond Ridder has a weak arm, except for me. Now, I could be wrong. Somebody else could have said that they don't think he has a weak arm, but a lot of people think he has a weak arm. And John, he was on there, and he's, you know, he wants to see the deep ball. And I was asking, what is the deep ball like? I mean, to me, 60 yards, that's a pretty deep, you know, pass. That's a bomb. And I seen Ridder, he can throw it at least 60 yards, you know what I'm saying? 65 yards, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 70 yards is his max, but that's still, I mean, you tossing it from the 30 and almost putting it in the end zone, or putting it in the end zone. That's not a weak arm to me. I looked up some stats because I looked up and did some research to see, is his arm really that weak? Because it doesn't look weak to me. And it's not weak. He doesn't have a weak arm. In the Senior Bowl, one of the practices, he threw the furthest pass. It was like 63 yards. And then whatever this is, I've never heard of this before, but the highest initial spin rate, 673.9 RPM. I guess that's rotations per minute or something like that. So he's got some zip on the ball. I mean, we've seen him fit it into tight windows, and I've seen him put touch on it and hit receivers deep. Y'all can go back and check out some of his highlights if you have time and look. He can drop it in there on the dime. I don't think he has a weak arm. Now, he might not have the strongest arm. Might not have like a cannon, like we were talking about some of these other quarterbacks that do, like Herbert, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Like, they say Mahomes threw a pass like 80 yards. That's pretty nice right there. And Josh Allen was right up there with them. You know, you got some other quarterbacks that's gonna have stronger arms. You got some quarterbacks that's not gonna have as strong arms. But to call his arm weak, I can't do that. So that's my research, my opinion on Desmond Ridder's arm. I think he has a plenty strong enough arm, you know, to put it between 60 and 70 yards down the field if need be. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I want a winner. I mean, as long as we winning, you can dink and dunk your way down the field. As you know, TB, he made, you know, his living off of that. You know what I'm saying? Pick and choose your times to hit the deep ball, and just make sure your deep ball is on the money, and it's not an issue. So just looking at some of my notes here, I want y'all to check out A1 Forever. He has some good guests on there. He has Smitty and I think Aaron Freeman, and they did some baseball talk and some other stuff like that. But he's a good content creator. He's knowledgeable. You know, he does stuff on Hawks and everything like that. So shout out to A1 Forever, Chris, Moore, Chris Tip Moore. Shout out, man. Let's Get It GA. You know, he got some channels out there on some gaming stuff and some sports stuff, some Falcons. You know, he's a big Atlanta Falcon fan and supporter of all Atlanta sports. You know what I'm saying? Check him out. One Time for the Fan. They got some good podcasts going, knowledgeable about the game. Hopefully, I'll be able to link up with some of these content creators. And then, you know, you got Big Low. You know, most of y'all know about him. And Pound for Pound ATL, Falcons Empire. I mean, the list goes on, like Mad Mike Sports and Out of Your Falcon Mind. Like I said, there's a lot of different flavors, you know what I'm saying? But that's just to name a few. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the other day I was at the Braves game. I was like taking my boys and my dad. We went to the Braves game and we got a chance to get on TV for a second, so that was cool. Unfortunately, the Braves lost the game, but the cool thing was after we got on live TV, I was looking and I said, man, I know this. I said, that's Matthew Bergeron right there. So I walked up to him and I introduced myself and I talked to Matthew Bergeron. Man, he's real cool. He said we're gonna do big things. He said he's gonna put in the work and we're gonna make some big things happen this season. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So Matthew Bergeron, watch out for him, man, to make some noise and check out, you know, what he's gonna do at training camp and see if he can make that start and roll, be a starting player for our team. So that was cool. Let's see. Also, we got 3 games this year with the red helmet. That news came out a while back. And that red helmet, man, that's my favorite. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would just make that their normal uniform, but we're wearing the red helmets in 3 games. Second week against the Packers, and then we're gonna wear it against the Commanders, and we're gonna wear it against the Aints. That song I'm working on, man, that's coming real soon, putting the finishing touches on that. So y'all look out for that. Let's see. What else we got here to go over? Oh, okay. So I'm saying we should start the season off 2-0. Desmond Ridder has more experience as a starting quarterback than Bryce Young and Jordan Love. So game 1, week 1 against the Kitty Cats, I will be there and we should absolutely smack them. We got a pretty good veteran defense with some young pieces added in, and we should give Bryce Young problems and introduce him to the NFL proper with a nice smackdown, okay? And then Green Bay comes in. We got 2 home games in a row. Cheesehead coming in, and Jordan Love, he's only had 1 start. He's played a little bit in like 6 games, I think, but only 1 true start. You know, Desmond Ridder only has 4, but that's still more than Love and still more than Young. And we should put a smackdown on the Cheeseheads as well. If we don't start the season off 2-0, I'm going to be a little concerned because those are 2 games we should wreck shop on, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think we should start 2-0, or you think we'll drop one of those games to the Kitty Cats or the Cheeseheads? I don't see it happening. And as far as Arthur Smith, yeah, like we talked about it, the excuses is over. We got to get in the playoffs, or unfortunately probably gonna have to make another change. Now, will Arthur Blank do that? I don't think so, unless we have like a terrible record and we're like only 3 wins or 4 wins or something like that. Then I could see Arthur Smith getting the axe. But if for some reason we kind of flounder around and have a couple wins but don't make the playoffs, but you know we're in the hunt, they probably will keep them. But I don't see it happening. I see us winning the division. I see us getting in the playoffs, and that may just be me with my Falcon shades on. But I really think this year we're gonna do big things, man. I think we're a team on the up, and I think Desmond Ridder is that guy, and I think he's gonna prove that, and I think we're gonna roll. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I want to touch on. Oh, as far as like the longest pass like thrown, when we were talking about bombs and Ritter's arm, does he have a strong enough arm? So unfortunately, the longest completion that's been recorded in the NFL happened against us with PJ Walker and the Kitty Cats on that Hail Mary which was just a tragedy. I don't know how on God's green earth you let something like that happen. But it did, and it was like 67.7 yards in the air, and that's the longest completion in NFL history that's been recorded. Now they say Baker Mayfield had the longest pass recorded in NFL history. He threw up a Hail Mary. It was incomplete, but it was 70.5 yards. So those two passes are between 60 and 70, and I'm like 99.9% sure Desmond Ridder, I know he can throw it 60. Can he throw it 70? I don't know, but he's somewhere in that range. I can guarantee you that. So I wouldn't say his arm's weak at all. They do say Pat Mahomes, I think I already said that, like threw it 80. And, you know, there's been other people that's probably thrown it 80, 90, 100, but it hasn't been like recorded. But I mean, that's freakish. That's an anomaly. That's an outlier. You know what I'm saying? Most NFL quarterbacks could throw the ball at least 60 yards. So anyway, moving on from that, man, I got some stuff coming up. You know what I'm saying? Some more content I'm going to be doing. Players that maybe nobody's really talking about. I got some double trouble pairings that the Atlanta Falcons got. I'm going to do a video on that, man, because we got some nice pairings, man, and some wild card talent, man, that people they're sleeping on, or they just forgetting, or, you know what I'm saying, but it's there, and we're gonna show some people what's up this year. Also, you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna do a video on our offensive arsenal and weapons and our defensive arsenal and weapons deployed, you know what I'm saying. We'll talk about training camp a lot. The dead period's about to be over, y'all. Training camp's about to start. I'll be out there, man, chopping it up with everybody, getting some content for y'all. And then I want to do another video on the homegrown talent that we got on this team, because we do have a good amount of players on the Falcons that grew up in Georgia and played either high school ball in Georgia or, you know, college ball in Georgia, or came from here, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to do something like that. Anyway, that's what I got for y'all. I was trying not to go like way too far off and go off here and off there, but I may have a little bit. Want to say also key players that we need to look out for: Drew Dahlman and Matt Hennessy. We really need to see what they're doing and if they're taking the steps to improve and solidify this line. You know what I'm saying? Matthew 6:22. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with the light. And I thought that was real interesting. We need to be careful of what we're looking at, of what we're watching, and what we're focused on. Because, I mean, y'all heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out. Or if you haven't, that's what I was always told. Like, the more stuff you watch that's garbage, you know what I'm saying, it affects your body. So I would say, you know, the way I interpret that scripture is, let's be careful what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Let's be mindful of what we're looking at. Pay attention to what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? See what maybe other people don't see. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to leave y'all with that little scripture at the end. And end the show like I end all my shows. Thank God works. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. 1.